I do like that the first run of this game was literally just, let me destroy a plant and stab myself with a knife. That was it. That was the first run. But you know what? That's kind of to be expected for how this goes. Runs will get longer as time goes by. Ernest, good to see you. It is not finished, actually. This is just a demo, unfortunately. So right now we're looking at a very, very unfinished version. Consider this a pre-beta demo. However, the good news is so much has changed, and it's so much bigger now. So there's like actual puzzles. But
Hello.
Reteach, good to see you, good to see you. Welcome to the House of Horrors. So, I will go ahead and give you the same option. So, you've been here since the beginning, so I don't have to re-explain all of the disclaimers and whatnot to you, right?
Correct.
Fair enough. Either way, I am going to switch this just for a minute. Just because I'm going to do this in between every playthrough, I'm going to make that a habit. Just to make sure that everyone's aware and
Every playthrough is a new episode.
Exactly. Every playthrough is a new episode. So now we'll swap back, and if you've gotten all the stuff... Oh! Big thing. Do not have chat open. Not allowed to communicate with anybody.
I do not have chat open right now.
Okay, good. Excellent. So if you'd like to begin, pick an ace, and let's go.
Ace of Hearts.
Ace of Hearts, the one that I don't have pulled out of the deck right now. Give me a second. Alright, cool. Ace of Hearts. Let me go ahead and shuffle the map real quick. Ace of Hearts, I think, is the best room to start in personally, but, you know, that's GM bias, and I shouldn't be saying that. I can shuffle good. I can't bridge. My family makes fun of me for not being able to bridge.
I've never been able to either.
So, Ace of Hearts. So we'll do boink, boink, boink. Move this to the middle here. And swap to the Ace of Hearts music, which is... Sweet tune. There we go. Much more tame. Alright. So, again, you just play as you.
Mm-hmm.
And you awake in a much brighter room. Again, you wake up on what feels like just a hard floor. No idea how you got there or where you are, but this floor is more tile.
So just like any other day.
Yeah, basically. But this floor is more like kind of a polished marble tile of white and gray. And as you're like slowly coming to, you find that you're in just a whitewashed room, essentially. Though there are marble columns holding up a massive rainbow opaque stained glass roof with just a rainbow of light pouring in from the ceiling. There's a red carpet that runs down the center of the room, which unfortunately you did not wake up on, because of course you didn't. And there's wooden pews, think any kind of church bench, lining down the middle. Or lining the side of it. You're in essentially what looks like a massive church room. On the other side of the carpet, there is a massive marble altar that the red carpet is leading to, and a huge red book, like a massive tome, is sitting on that altar with a candlestick on either side of it. And there are 4 smaller altars along the wall. Behind the main altar is this absolutely gigantic oil painting of a woman in red clothes. And in the 4 cardinal directions, there's a door on each wall. What do you do?
Can I go up to the smaller altars?
You go up to the smaller altars, and on each one is, let's see. Okay, on each of the smaller altars are these like little, they look like glass ornaments, in the shape of, there's 2 black ones, a spade and a club, and then 2 red ones, a diamond and a heart. And they're on like little stands. That's it. The smaller altars don't really have anything else to them. It's just those.
Right. And then I guess the big altar.
Alright. The big altar is... Alright. So it's a... Laying across the altar is a cloth. A big red diamond-shaped cloth. And on either side of it are these 2 golden candlesticks, each with a single white candle that is lit. And the absolutely massive red leather-bound book is just kind of resting there, imposingly wanting to be opened. There are no writings, no markings, no nothing. It's just a flat red cover. So.
All right, so yeah, I have my wallet with me usually, so I'll take out my wallet. I'll take out just like a normal card and try sliding it in between some pages to see what happens.
All right, so you just take out a random card from your wallet, slide it in between the pages, and it is now resting in between the pages. The book crinkles a bit as you do this, and the weight of the book makes it like a little difficult to kind of get it in there. But once it's in there, it's just a normal book. It looks like.
Okay, so I just go ahead and open the book then.
All right, you slam that bitch open. I assume to just a random page.
The first page.
First, oh, so you just open the cover. Okay.
Yes.
Let me pull up because this is a separate document because there's a whole ass book in here.
Oh.
All right. So you open it to the opening, and the first page it's just a massive ornate drawing of a heart, and on the next page is a table of contents.
Okay.
It's written in very, very fancy script to the point where you can just barely make it out. But the table of above the heart symbol is a massive Latin phrase, in tenebris veritas emergit. And in the table of contents, it says...
Hold on, can you repeat that?
In tenebris veritas emergit. Or emergit.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly. I don't speak Latin. And in the table of contents it says hymns and chants, map, rules, protective barriers, demonology, history of, and then like a scratched out phrase, a section that just says there is a way better than this, translation guide, the afterlife, and irredeemable.
I'm gonna flip to map.
Alright, you flip to map. In the center of the page is just a small, what looks like a top-down image of the room you're in, and that's it.
How heavy is this book?
Pretty damn. Like, you could lift it if you wanted to, but it's like, while it's open, it's wider than your body.
Oh, okay.
It's a big book.
Rules, I guess.
Alright, so you flip over to... You keep flipping to the section where the table of contents says the rules would be, but there's just a couple pages torn out of that section.
Okay.
So it goes from, let's see, it goes straight from the map section all the way to the protective barrier section.
Okay, protective barrier.
Alright, you go to the protective barrier section, again, it's just all written in Latin. But based on the diagrams, you can see various instructions on hand motions, it looks like, with pictures of people with force fields around them, essentially. You can kind of glean from this that it's instructions on how to form a magic barrier, but they're not super clear.
Alright, I can pick up the book, right? Like, I close the book, pick it up, I can carry it with me.
You close it, you pick it up, it's like... It takes a lot of heft. Like, if you're carrying this book, you're not carrying anything else, and it's like, you kind of have to wrap around to hold it. But yeah, you pick up the book, and you've got the book with you now.
Alright, I am going to take it into the next room. I guess would be... Let's just go west.
Let's go west. I thought you said west. Alright. Oh, that's fun. Interesting.
Oh no.
Alright. So, Man, what a next room to just find. That's crazy. Alright, so you said west, right?
Yes.
There we go.
Alright then.
Ace of clubs. Alright. So let me swap over to the Ace of Clubs room. Okay, so you walk over to the door. It's got a big A and a club symbol on it. Or no, it doesn't. Excuse me. It's a normal door. The doorknob, or like the the assembly where the doorknob and the keyhole and all that has an A and a club on it. Oh, that's not the room I thought it was. Oh, that's even more interesting. Excellent. So you open this door and are immediately bathed in red. By the way, you have to put the book down to open the door.
Right, yeah.
It's just that cumbersome. But you open the door and are immediately bathed in red light. Through this door, in this room, it looks to be just a large open circle with cushions and curtains and drapes and pillows all over the place. And everything is lit with this extremely monochromatic red light. Like, there is no color in this room other than various shades of red. You look down at yourself, the things you're carrying, your clothes, it's just shades of red. That's the only light in this room. The floor feels very soft, almost like it's made of some kind of cushiony material. The walls appear to be lined with some kind of fabric, and throughout this entire room, you hear in the distance this like very faint heartbeat kind of sound, this very faint thump 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 sound, as well as you can just barely make out the sound of rushing water in the walls. Kraken, thank you so much for the bit.
Alright, so I'm gonna open the big giant book to the map again.
Alright, you open the big giant book to the map. The harshness of the red light makes it really, really difficult to make out what the hell is even on the page. But you can just barely make out that the map now contains a picture of the room you were previously in and a top-down view of this room.
Alright, the book's useless. Put it in the other... I'm gonna put it back on the big giant altar, open to the map.
Gotcha. So you head back into the altar room.
Actually, no. Instead of putting it back on the altar, I'm gonna open the east door.
Alright, fair enough. So you go to the east door then. Wait, so you keep the book with you and go into the east door?
Yes, I keep the book with me going to the east door. Basically, what I was doing with the west room was figuring out if the map added as I went.
Gotcha.
And I'm just gonna do that to the east room as well.
Gotcha. So this is the 9 of diamonds, I believe. Yes, it is. Alright, so now put this here. Alright, so you go up to that door. It's got a little 9, a little diamond on its lock. And... is this door locked? It is not. Okay, man, you're getting some good early rooms, apparently.
RNGesus.
Guess so. Let me swap over to the correct... There it is. Alright, so you walk out into this room, and it is absolutely massive. Like, just utterly huge. The floor is tiled with a white, gray, and gold irregular pattern, and in this massive rectangular, empty-looking room are 4 stone fountains inlaid into the walls. There's this beautiful gold trimming across the bottom of the walls, and like these golden columns holding up this massive balcony that encircles the whole room on a second floor, but you don't see any stairs to get up there. Crystal pillars holding up the balcony, and paintings are just lining the entire room on the walls. From the ceiling, 3 absolutely massive chandeliers of gold and crystal are hanging and filling the room with a lot of dancing firelight.
The paintings. How many are there?
Tons of them, just lining the walls.
So, can't count them.
I mean, you could probably sit there and count them, but...
I'm not about to.
There's a lot of them, yeah.
They
all appear to contain the same people, just in various poses and various groupings.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that's the family. If there is a family. Shit. Alright, so before I open the book back to the map, I'm gonna go back into the Ace of Hearts.
Back into the altar room. All right.
Just real quick, keep the door open, just stepping foot inside the altar room.
Gotcha.
And then open the book to the map and see if it needs to be opened in that room to be added.
All right, so I'm not 100% sure what you're going for here, but
okay, so essentially
the point is you step in, you open the book to the map room, and whatever you did, it now shows the 3 rooms side by side.
Okay. So now I'm wondering. Okay. I'm trying to figure out the book first because it's the first thing I saw. I'm gonna put the book down. Go to the south room.
All right. So you put the book down, back on the altar, or just drop it on the floor.
I'll carry it with me to the south door,
Right,
and then put it on. If there's a pew next to it, put it on the pew. Otherwise, just on the ground.
All right. There's a pew because I think the north wall is where the altar is going to be. So on the south wall there's just pews. So that's fair.
Right.
So you drop the book in a pew, go down to the south wall, and 3 of hearts. Let's go ahead and throw a 3 of hearts up on the map here. 3 of hearts, there it is. There we go. And there's a decent chance the 3 of hearts room is locked. Let's find out.
Oh no.
Let's see. 3 of hearts. Yeah, you go to work the handle for this one. It's got a little 3 and a heart on it, and it will not budge. It's locked.
Damn it. Okay, I guess we're gonna go back to the big giant red bedroom.
Alright, big giant red bedroom.
I'm just gonna leave the book.
Just leave the book in the altar room? Alright. Alright, so you're back in the, what I'm calling it, the color room. And there's just pillows and curtains everywhere.
So, pillows and curtains everywhere. Are the curtains hanging down in like a specific pattern, or is it just random?
They appear to just be thrown wherever. They're all kind of like hanging from... You can't really tell exactly what they're hanging from, but they appear to just be draped from like the top of the walls where it meets the ceiling down. There's some that are just hanging from the ceiling. How they're attached is not super clear. Because, you know, the blinding redness of the room.
Yeah. You said I heard rushing water. Can I, like, try to pinpoint where that is, or is it just omnipresent?
It's just omnipresent. You get close to a wall no matter where you go, and there's just water rushing behind it.
Do I see any doors on the walls anywhere?
Oh yeah, there's a door on each wall.
Okay. Alright.
It's assumed that in all these rooms there's a door on each wall.
Okay.
If I forget to say that, there's a door on each wall.
Okay. And then the altar room, because the altar's on the north side, there's no door there, or would there still be a door there?
There's still a door there. It just leads to the altar room. Because that's the door you entered the room from.
Okay. No, I was saying in the actual... okay, I'm gonna go back to the Ace of Hearts.
Alright, so you're back in the Ace of Hearts room.
There's a door on the north end, you said.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I misunderstood. Yes, there's another door in the Ace of Hearts room, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go through the north door now.
Alright, go through the north door. That's another card. Yes, it is. Oh, this room's definitely locked. Queen of Diamonds, there's no way this room's not locked. No way this room's not locked. Queen of Diamonds. There's no way this room's not locked. Watch it not be locked, and I'm going to be very surprised. That would be absolutely crazy. Queen of Diamonds is, yes, definitely locked.
Damn it. Alright, I'm going to go back into the Nine of Diamonds.
Back into the Nine of Diamonds.
Yes.
Alright.
I'm very back and forwards. Back and forth. There
That's
you go.
fine. Remember, I'm describing
yeah.
everything to you just as though you're glancing at
Right.
it. If you want details, you got to examine something specific.
So, you said, were there windows on the walls here, or just paintings?
There are no windows, just paintings, as well as a fountain on each
the
wall.
chandeliers and the fountains.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go up to one of the fountains and just see what it is.
Alright, you go up to the fountains. This is the Nine of Diamonds. Alright, so you're exploring the fountains. They just appear to be like these large, ornate stone carvings with just little water spouts spewing into them. They're just kind of inset on the walls. Nothing particularly special, except at the bottom of one of them you see 2 of those red coins.
Alright, Kit, I'm gonna examine the red coins.
So you picking them up, or?
Yeah.
Alright, so you reach down into the water. The water is mostly icy cold, but you grab the 2 red coins. They're a bit wet and soggy, but they're just red coins. You have 2 red coins now.
They don't say anything on them, I'm guessing?
They just have a star on them, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if this was obvious enough, but this is a ballroom.
Yeah. Do the chandeliers have, like... Are they all hung very sturdily, or are they, like, kind of dangling by a thread?
They're definitely dangling, but the chains that they're hanging on look ornate but very strong.
Okay.
Big, thick chains.
Are the paintings in reach of me? Like, could I reach up and grab one of the paintings?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're all, like, basically hanging at about chest level.
Ah, shit. I'm just gonna go up to the closest painting to me and, like, move it and see if there's something behind it.
Alright. So you walk up to this painting, and in this painting you see... Who's a good person to start with? You see a scowling elderly man in a black suit carrying a red cane, who just looks like just the most cliche crotchety old man you could possibly imagine. But he's wearing all black, and he's got this red cane with like an ornate like skull with horns on it at the end. He just kind of seems to be scowling down at you, but you're just, say, fuck the old man, moving the painting?
Yeah.
Alright, so you jostle it a little bit, the painting's hung pretty sturdily on the wall, but eventually you get it off, you set it down, and there's just faded wall behind the painting.
Alright, put the painting back up and try to make it level.
Alright, you do your... It takes quite a bit of doing, and the painting falls twice, but eventually you manage to finagle it back onto its hook, and then finagle it a little more to get it as straight as you possibly can. And the painting is now back on the wall.
Are there any paintings that seem offset, like seem crooked or anything?
Not crooked, but as you're looking through them, you do notice there's a consistent group of people that all of these paintings contain. There's the crotchety old man who appears more than once. There's an elderly woman, a sweet-looking elderly woman in a red dress. A man in a black mask with a white skull on it. You see him multiple times. A middle-aged woman in a very fancy Victorian red dress. A pale little girl in a tattered black dress. A young boy with glasses and short hair. A taller boy in a feathered hat. But the one that stands out is what you assume is a teenage girl, except in every painting she appears in, her face, like that section of the painting, has been torn off.
Okay.
And it's consistently that person throughout all the paintings whenever she shows up.
I'm gonna take one of the pictures of her off and examine the actual, like, painting itself. And, like, figure out how it was ripped off.
Alright, you find one of the smaller ones, I guess, where it just appears to be a painting of her. She generally has some consistent outfits, so you can pick her out from just body type and outfit in general. You take off the painting, examine it, and it literally looks like someone just grabbed that section of the canvas and ripped it off, like with their bare hand. There's no, like, neatness to it. There's, like, strands of canvas kind of still there. There's, like, a tear going through it where the cut wasn't clean. They just yanked it off of the painting. And behind it, there's just the wood that the canvas was, stitched on. Stitched? Bolted on? Stapled on. You stapled
Connected to.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing behind the painting on the wall, I'm guessing.
Nothing behind the painting but more faded wall.
Okay. And then, is there anything else in this room that just seems out of place? Obviously, there's the balcony that you can't get to, but...
Nope, there's nothing in this room that seems out of place. Aside from, the woman whose face has been ripped out of her paintings.
Alright, north door in this room.
Alright, north door in this room. You're in the 9 of Diamonds room, I believe, yeah.
Yes.
9 of Clubs. Let me me throw the 9 of clubs up on screen. There we go. Boink. Boink. There we are. And what room is the 9 of clubs? That door is locked.
Alright, east.
East. Further east.
Yes.
10 of spades. Watch this door be locked too. 10 of spades. There we go. There we go. 10 of spades. There you go. It's finally not locked.
Yay.
Alright. So you walk through this room, and let me get the... There it is. Alright. So you walk through into this room, and it's a complete change in atmosphere. The floor is like this nice, well-kept hardwood, and the walls appear to be like wooden beams with massive glass windows, and you can't really make out anything through them because the glass is frosted, but they're these massive frosted glass windows, essentially, letting in a lot of bright light, kind of doming into a like curved ceiling. There's no like clear distinction between where the walls stop and the ceiling begins. But this room is just lined with shelves and shelves and tables of flowers of various shapes, sizes, and colors. The room smells like sickly sweet. There's just massive vases and flowers everywhere. The room is kind of large and circular, and in the middle there's like almost a gazebo looking thing with some benches and like a tiny little fountain in the middle with a path leading out in each direction to, again, a door. And yeah, just little benches, flowers everywhere, and a little fountain.
I am going to yeet past every single flower straight to the gazebo.
Alright, so you beeline past the flowers and eventually make it to the little gazebo in the middle. Nothing particularly special. It's just the same kind of white painted wood as everything else, with kind of like a little vaulted, not even a ceiling, but like just a little cross of wood kind of doming over you, and dominated by this, what looks like an outdoor stone fountain, but it's indoors for some reason.
Can I recognize any of the flowers, or are they just bleh?
Well, do you know any flowers? Because if so, they're probably here.
I know very few flowers.
Or let me answer what I think is the spirit of your question. Yes, you recognize the vast majority of these as just mundane flowers, but along the walls there are some that look off. Like a couple blue and purple flowers that don't quite look right. They're either in weird-looking shapes, or maybe there's one in the wall that's kind of dripping a fluid for some reason. Those are few and far between, but there are some weird alien-looking flowers interspersed among all the mundane-looking ones.
Okay, I'm staying as far away from the flower-dropping fluid as possible.
Probably.
But I do want to go up to one of the weird-looking flowers and just examine it.
Alright, so not the dripping one, but you find one. The one that draws your eyes is like this little blue, almost rose-looking flower, but it's got like little leaves around it that you could swore were in weird shapes, but you can't really tell. And upon getting closer, you A, can tell that it smells like death, and B, that it's got like kind of a blue stem with black barbs on it.
Yeah, I'm getting the hell away from that thing. I'm gonna go back west through the Nine of Diamonds, and then west again back into the Ace of Hearts.
Alright, so you're back in the altar room.
And then I'm gonna look at the map on the book just one more time and see how much is updated.
Yeah, all of the rooms that you've now been in.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that back on the pedestal or back on the altar and open it to the map.
Gotcha, yeah.
And just leave it there.
Fair enough. Yeah, the map page is updating as you explore.
Okay. I just wanted to test that out.
That's fair.
I guess go back into the flower room and then try north.
Alright, try north. Queen of clubs. There's no way that room's not locked. No way that room's not locked. Most of the face cards are locked. Not all of them, but most of them. We said north of the flower room?
Yes.
Alright. Queen of clubs is not locked, surprisingly.
Ooh.
Alright. So, is that one? Yes, that one. So you emerge outdoors, surprisingly. You're still surrounded on all four sides by wall, so like this is kind of a little courtyard that's still inside like the home grounds, but there's no ceiling above you, it's just sky, and the sky is kind of a dark black with white clouds kind of flying through them. It's not very windy, it's a tiny bit chilly, but you emerge into a very well-kept, what just looks like a grass field, and that's about it. There's not much out here, aside from, again, a door on each of the walls leading back into the house, and a doghouse in one corner, with a large golden retriever kind of sleeping soundly next to the doghouse. And that's all that's back here.
I'm glad you said that we were still surrounded by walls, because I was just imagining 4 doors out of, like, in the middle of nowhere, just from the ground.
You know, just doors randomly.
Yeah.
But no, this is a courtyard kind of within, not within the home, but you know what I mean.
Where in the, like, courtyard is the doghouse?
Kind of off in a corner, like not in, it's like, if you were to divide this big square courtyard into 4 quadrants, it's like in the corner of one of those quadrants. Not up against the wall, but closer to the walls. And like facing diagonally outwards.
So I could safely, like, go north again to the next door without getting near the doghouse.
Yeah, you could go to any of those doors without getting anywhere near the dog.
Screw it, let's go north again.
Alright, going north again. 6 of diamonds. Let me... It's this one. 6 of diamonds.
The fact you've had that one set up in every single time, and I've seen it every time you change or you add a room, makes me really scared.
Oh no, this is just the order I accidentally have it set up in. It's whatever.
Oh, okay.
6 of diamonds. You said north, right?
Yes.
Okay. 6 of diamonds. For a second, I thought it would be locked. Alright, good. So this is the first room where things are actually going to happen, I think. I don't have this detail written down, so let's make sure I remember. No, this is the wrong room. Never mind. I thought this was a different room. Okay. You emerge into a smaller room. Let me make sure I have the right music going. There we go. Okay. So you emerge into a relatively smaller room that's just filled to the brim with stuff. It looks like kind of modern-ish. It's got hardwood. It's got kind of a stucco wall pattern. It does have kind of a medieval-ish looking stone ceiling, but the entire room is just tables with sewing machines on them, basically. There's just there's like massive racks of fabric up against a wall. There's, in the center of the room, there's this massive, one of those, my mother has one, I don't know what they're called, but like those massive adjustable torsos that you can like use to sew around.
Mannequin.
And a mannequin, basically, yeah. As well as there's just garments hanging on the wall and hanging from the ceiling. Some dresses, some half-finished like bits and pieces of cloth here. There's a table with just sewing needles and bundles of thread and spools and all that. Yeah, you're in a massive sewing room.
Can I recognize any of the fabrics as, like, the ones in the pillow room?
Actually, no, you can't. Everything just seems very... That stuff was very satiny, very silky. Everything here feels like flannel and cotton. Or looks like flannel and cotton.
You said there were some finished garments?
A couple, yeah. Mostly just some dresses. Mostly in very, very small sizes. Very clearly designed for a young child.
Are there any like markings or patterns consistent between them, or that like could very well be from like a consistent pattern of stuff?
They're mostly just plain colors. There is a bit of a theme of like reds and blacks, but other than that, no particular patterns or markings.
Are they easy to rip, or is it extremely hard for a cloth?
I mean, can you rip cloth normally?
Yes.
I sure as hell can't.
I think.
Well, do you want to try?
No. I was more saying, like, if I go to rip it, like, not much power, will it just instantly rip, or will it hold like it should?
It holds like it should.
Okay.
Well, if you go to try.
Can I examine that, like, sewing mannequin?
Alright, yeah, so you walk up to the mannequin. It doesn't have a head, doesn't have arms, doesn't have legs, it's just a torso. But it's on, like, a metal stand, and there appears to be, like, a needle sticking out of it, but it looks like it was just kind of put there for convenience and ignored. It's not in any particular location.
Did you say this room had lights?
Yeah, it's got fluorescent lighting kind of inset into the ceiling.
Okay.
With wires running to holes in the ceiling, or holes in the top of the walls.
Exposed wires. I don't like that.
Yeah, you're gonna see that a lot through this house.
Gotcha. I mean, I guess let's just go west.
Alright, going west. 6 of clubs. Why do I get the feeling this room is locked? I have this, like, sinking feeling that the 6 of clubs room is locked. Don't know why. Oh, never mind. So, you touch this door handle and it's cold. We'll let you decide what to do with that going forward.
Am I able to turn the knob?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. It's just real cold.
Slowly open it and see.
Alright, so you slowly open it, and it creaks like you wouldn't believe. This room, compared to the room you were just in, is dark. And just barely opening it, you're blasted with cold air.
Close it, close it, close it.
Didn't even look inside. You were just like, nope. Alright.
North.
Alright, fuck that room, I guess. Let's go north. Another 6. Is that all the 6s? Almost. That's 6 of spades. Alright.
Well, let's see. I got 2 aces next to each other. I got 2 9s next to each other. I got 2 queens separated by a 9, and now 3 6s.
Maybe I'm just
wait. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh yeah, this is the third 6, isn't it?
Oh no.
Oh, this is the third 6 in a row, even.
Yeah.
That's wild. You know, the worst part is you triggered an event, but, like, not because of the 666. Alright. So, you walk out into... You don't have enough time to take in any real details, aside from... This is another outdoor-looking area, except it's completely foggy, and you're on dirt instead of grass. That's about all the detail you have to take in before you notice a man standing just to the point where you can see him in the fog. He's wearing all black, and he's carrying a scythe. Before you have a chance to really react, he turns to you, and you see that he's wearing a full face mask with a white skull painted on it. This is the guy that you've seen in those paintings. He turns to you and says, "I've been waiting for you," and then starts slowly approaching you. Now let me explain how this works. You've entered a QTE sequence. You have 2 attempts to deal with this situation. If you don't, you die. Go. Also about a minute and a half.
I'm gonna call out to him and say, "Was that your ballroom I was just in?"
So that's your first decision. He basically ignores you and says, "Sinners do not deserve answers."
Would it be counted as one action for me to run all the way back to the altar?
Yes, it would.
Okay, I'm gonna run all the way back to the altar, and would it be considered a separate action if I kneeled down and started praying in front of the altar?
You don't have to necessarily... I mean, you can go ahead and still do that if it's like a thing that you're scared of, but just escaping. You run back through the door, slam it behind you, and you've escaped the situation.
Okay.
But you are now back in the altar room.
I'm just gonna run back just in case, cause yeah. Okay. I'm gonna look at the map.
You check the map, and again, it shows everything.
It doesn't say anything special about the Six of Spades?
It does not.
Okay.
In fact, are there any rooms that it would say something about? Actually,
oh, that's actually a thing.
The Queen of Diamonds room has a symbol, has a mark on it, but you can't really tell what that mark means. It's just kind of like highlighted a little bit. But I believe the Queen of Diamonds room is also locked.
Yeah. What did the Grim Reaper say?
He said sinners do not deserve answers.
Sinners do not deserve answers. Huh. Alright, so if I go back into that room, would that be counted as another... Like, could I actually go back to that room and get a reset on the QTE, or no?
Do you want to try?
I'm going to take a picture... I'm going to take one of his paintings. Yes.
Okay.
Into that room.
So you go back to the ballroom, I assume. Just take one of the paintings of him. Waltz your way back to the Six of Diamonds room, and you're standing in front of the door to the Six of Spades room.
Can I hear through it, like, any footsteps or anything?
You cannot hear anything through the door now.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to go east of the Six of Diamonds.
East of the Six of Diamonds? Okay. Oh, this room's definitely locked. No, it's the King of Diamonds. So let me. You know, the worst part is, this also kind of seems like one of those face cards that somehow aren't locked. King of Diamonds. King of Diamonds is... Yeah, wow, that room is somehow not locked. That's crazy. Alright, so you step through the King of Diamonds, and... There it is. So you emerge into a room that's finally breaking the, like, circular and square format of all the other rooms, because you emerge onto what looks like a massive balcony. There's the door you just entered from, and a door to your left and to your right, but on the wall you entered from is another door. So, yeah. This essentially...
What do I see over the balcony?
You go over the balcony, and this whole room... Oh, before you do that, on the balcony is, like, what appears to be like an outdoor table and chair set. So, like, just a bit of a garden-esque, like, wireframe table with some wicker chairs. Just like a little tea set, basically. Or a little tea table. And there is a tea set sitting on there, but they appears to be... Well, there's a tea set sitting on the table. You go to overlook the... Actually see what the balcony's over. And let me pull up that room. There it is. Alright, currently... Alright. Also, it's cold out here. It's overlooked... So you have this massive... Let me back up. You go to look over the railing, this very fancy-looking railing, noticing that it's cold enough to see your breath, and what you're overlooking is a massive courtyard, again, surrounded on all sides by house, which, by the way, the house appears to just go off infinitely in all directions. So, keep that in mind. But it's snowing. just over this room, it looks like, but it's snowing. There's a thin layer of snow covering the ground, and there's a frozen fountain down there. There's like some just various outdoor stuff in the room you're overlooking.
Does it look anything like the Queen of Clubs room?
Queen of Clubs room.
Which was the outdoors surrounded by walls with the doghouse.
It does not, no. This is definitely not that room.
Okay.
This is a different one. As you're deliberating what to do next, you hear a door open behind you.
Okay.
You're just gonna wait and see what happens?
I'm gonna turn around, and look at it.
Alright, so you turn around, and what you see is a very tall, very grim-looking man in a very nice suit, who... He's carrying, like, a little tray, like a waiter's tray, with one of those, I guess they call it a napkin, or a little towel around his arm. He looks like the stereotypical butler, right? And he's got this, a new tea kettle with steam coming out of it. Just basically walking towards the table. Just kind of grim-faced and walking towards the table.
Can I ask him where I am?
You can go ahead and try.
Okay, I ask him where I am.
Alright. He simply says, "It is not my place to say, madam. Would you care for some tea?"
I'm good for tea, and then I show him the painting and ask if he knows who that is.
Oh, you do have the painting, don't you? Hey, without looking at you, he takes the old tea kettle, starts pouring tea into little cups, just absolutely ignoring you. Without even looking up while he's doing his thing, he just says, "That is the lord of the house, madam, Lord Spencer."
Does he normally try to kill sinners?
Spencer is one of those eccentric types, madam. It's not my place to say. You know, one of those quirky, eccentric types that kills
Did he
sinners.
come through the door that I came through?
Lord Spencer's not bound by
No,
physical...
I meant the butler.
Oh, no, he came out the other door.
Came out the other door. Is that other door still open or is it closed?
No, it closed behind him.
I'm gonna ask him if I am allowed to go through the door that he came through.
He says, "It is not in my place to restrict your movements, madam." Now that he's finished doing his thing, he's got, the old tea kettle on his thing. There's, piping hot tea coming out of the two cups. He, gives you a little bow and goes, "Would you require anything else before I retire?"
Can you tell me as much as you know and can tell me about this place?
How would he respond to that? That's a good question. He simply says... Man, that's a very broad question. How would he respond to that? Ask it one more time, I apologize.
Can you tell me all that you can tell me about this place?
Can you tell me all that you can tell me?
that is in his place to be able to tell me, essentially. So I asked where am I? And he said that's not that's not his place to answer. I was asking if there's anything that he is in a place to tell me about this area.
Okay, I need to think of this response. Mental note, write out some responses for these characters before drafting the final version. That's such a broad question. He doesn't give you a satisfactory answer, I can tell you that right now. He says some cryptic bullshit about solving puzzles, basically. But... Yeah, I think that's all I got for right now. He says something that doesn't make a lot of sense, and just basically says, keep trying. Is what the message he's trying to convey is.
Ooh. I'm gonna ask him if he knows what the girl whose paintings the face has been ripped out, looks like.
Now at this point, his eyes kind of shut and he shakes his head and he goes, "Ah, Madam Christie, such a shame, such a shame." And then he starts walking away. Actually, wait, hang on. I should make sure I got my honorifics right there. He would refer to her as... Hang on, I have it written. He would refer to her as the young Miss Christie. There we go.
Alright, I'm guessing he's going back through the door that he came through?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna follow him through that door.
Alright. By the time you've made that decision, he's already walked back through that door and closed it behind him. You immediately go to open that door again. So if I have this laid out correctly, the door you went through is to the east. Because it's weird, but this is the east door. Pretend it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, 8 of hearts. Watch this door be locked. That would be wild. 8 of hearts. Scroll down to the 8 of hearts room.
I'm hoping this is locked actually right now.
You know the worst part? It is locked.
God damn
So the door closes,
Butler.
You immediately go to open it, and you can't. It's locked.
Butler, no. Alright, north.
Alright, go into the north. Go into the north door. Boom. 7 of spades. Watch this be locked too. Go into the north door. 7 of spades is right there. Yeah. Okay. 7 of spades. Ah, yes. Here we go. One of the meteor rooms. Okay. So you open this one, and all you see is a staircase leading down to darkness.
Nope.
She said, "Nope."
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Fair enough.
South.
South. Got it. 7 of hearts. I really did a shitty job shuffling this deck. 7
I think I'm
hearts.
on my 3rd page of notes right now.
7 of hearts. That is... Okay. This is another fun one. If I can find the music for it. Come on now. There it is. Alright. So you walk into this room, and this room is very large and very empty. Aside from... Okay, so the floor is like this nice red velvety carpet. The walls are a very smooth kind of golden yellow color, and the ceiling is just like wood paneling, it looks like. One wall is pretty much entirely dominated by a massive mirror. Like the entire wall is just a mirror.
That's creepy.
Yeah. In like 2 of the corners of the like where the wall meets wall, not where wall meets mirror, there's like these large torch sconces that are filling the room with firelight. There's no other lighting in the room. And other than that, this appears to be a mostly featureless room, aside from the fact that there is a massive mirror on one wall.
If I walk up to the mirror and look into it, does anything strike me as out of the ordinary?
Not at first, but as you're looking around, you notice that in the mirror, in a certain section of the wall, there's like a chunk of the wall. There's like an inset in the wall, almost like just a little square inset in the wall, and you can see something there. You can't quite make out what it is, but if you go to check that like section in like where you are, there's no inset there.
I'm going to first off do the first rule, or break the first rule of mirrors, and touch the mirror.
All right, you touch the mirror. It's solid. You've gotten
Okay.
your dirty fingerprints on the mirror. Good job.
If I put my fingernail up to the mirror, is there a separation between my reflection and the finger, or is it there?
There's a little... Okay.
I'm asking if it's a one-way mirror or not.
It's a one-way mirror. No, it's a two-way. It's... Okay. It's a solid piece of glass.
Solid. Okay, cool.
Basically, I think what you're trying
It's
to
a
test
normal
for-
mirror.
It's a normal mirror, yes.
Yes, okay.
I'm not 100% sure what all testing you're using. It's a normal-ass mirror.
So I still have the painting with me.
You do have... I keep forgetting you have that painting with you, just carrying it around with you.
Can I put the painting in front of the mirror and see if it looks different? Obviously mirrored, but...
It does not look different, no. It just looks the same.
What about if I take the torch and place it, like, just in front of the painting? Not to where it would catch on fire, but, like, enough to where it, like, lights it up
The
more,
painting
so...
is now brighter.
Okay. I'm assuming I can take both the painting and the torch with me. Obviously, I can put one down to open a door and whatever, right?
So it's not like torches, it's instead this, like, massive, like, almost column. I guess a brazier is more...
Okay, yeah.
It's less a torch and more one of those big, things with big fire in it. It's lighting up the whole
Gotcha.
room. This is not a small room by any means.
Right. Okay.
It just happens
I
to be
am assuming I can pick it up though and take it with me.
I mean, it's a big ass piece of furniture. If you want to like wrap your arms around it and heave,
oh, okay. Yeah. No. Actually, I am going to do that, but I'm going to leave the painting in this room for right now, and I'm going to chuck it down the stairs of Seven of Spades.
So you're going to carry...
I'm going to try to.
Massive... All right, I'm going to let you know it's taller than the door.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Damn, because my whole plan of trying to go north of the King of Diamonds was to actually, like, open the Six of Spades from another door and see, like, if he was staring still at that one door or not.
So you mean try to get into the Six of Spades room, like, for example, from
a different way, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was going to try to do with that, but...
Yeah, that's a thing that you could try.
Well, that's a staircase to darkness, and I don't exactly want to do that.
I think you're one of the few people that just hasn't checked your phone yet.
And I'm not going to.
Fair.
Now that you mention it, I'm not going to.
That's fair. That is fair.
Did I try south of the Ten of Spades? Or could I not get it? Let me see real quick.
Ten of Spades room was...
I could go in there. Ten of Spades was the flower room.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna actually go east of the Ten of Spades.
Alright, so you're currently in Eight of Hearts.
Seven.
You're currently in Seven of Spades. No, you're currently in Eight of Hearts.
Oh, I went east, that's right.
Yeah, you're currently in Eight of Hearts, which means...
I need to go out the door and then go to the door. No, I was in Seven of Hearts. I went south of the King of Diamonds.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Where to next?
I'm gonna go into the Queen of Clubs and then down to the Ten of Spades.
Alright, so you merge back
I think that's the way I went.
Yeah, you merge back into the Queen of Clubs, which is, the back card with the doghouse. And then circle back down to the Ten of Spades, which is the flower room.
And I'm gonna go to the east door.
Alright, you emerge back into the flower room, and as you're opening the door, you see the south door close.
Okay, I'm gonna call out, is anyone there?
Alright, so you call out, is anyone there? No answer. Your voice echoes a little bit off of the glass walls.
Can I hear footsteps at all?
No, but you can just barely make out giggling.
I'm going back through the Queen of Clubs.
Alright, back in the Queen of Clubs room. Fair enough.
Wait, the 9 of Clubs was locked, I think.
9 of Clubs was...
It was locked.
Yes, it was.
There's giggling? Oh.
It sounded
The
like
ballroom
a
was...
girl giggling, yeah.
Okay. Ballroom was... Let's see.
9 of Diamonds.
The 9 of Diamonds, okay. Alright, I'm just gonna go up to the 6 of Spades and hold the painting through the door. I'm not gonna go through the door, but I'm gonna hold the painting there.
You're doing what now, I'm sorry?
Okay, so I'm going back up through the 6 of Diamonds, up again through the 6 into, or to the doorway of the 6 of Spades, which is where Spencer was.
Gotcha.
And I'm just gonna open the door and put the painting through and peek my head out and see where he is.
Alright, so you're in the 6 of Diamonds room. You are opening the 6 of Spades door, slipping the painting through, and just checking to see what's going on.
Yes.
Alright, so you are currently in the 6 of Diamonds room. Okay, so you go everything you do all that. You make it to the 6 of Diamonds room. You crack the door a little bit, which as you're cracking the door a little bit, you notice just a tiny bit of the fog from the 6 of Spades room kind of spilling into the room and then disappearing. You slip the painting through, still don't hear anything. You peek your eye through the little crack, and you do not see Spencer there.
I am gonna call out. Actually, wait. Did the butler say a specific, like, honorary for Spencer? Lord
Yes,
Spencer?
Yes, he said it was the Lord of the House.
Okay, I'm gonna lightly call out Lord Spencer.
Yeah, that'll earn you points. There is a few minutes go by and there's no response.
Ah, shit. Alright, I'm gonna fully step into the room with the door still open and see. Or courtyard, whatever it is. And just try and see through.
You step into this room, and for the first time you can get a little bit of a better look at what all's going on through this room. Again, the floor is just mostly dirt with like tiny little tufts of grass trying to grow here and there. And mostly what you can see is just a thick white fog off in the distance, and that's about it. But the interesting thing about what piques your eye about the fog is that it looks like there's little dancing wisps in it, almost. You can't quite tell what they are. Spencer's nowhere to be seen, and the minute you step into the room, the door behind you closes.
Can I open the door back up?
Yeah, no, it opens back up just fine.
Okay.
It's just not going to stay open on its own.
Okay. Well, when I was saying keep the door open, I was meaning like hold it open.
Oh, so you're just standing there holding it. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
all right, now I'm gonna close it.
Okay, yeah. Door slams shut. Is big closed.
Okay, now I'm gonna check my phone.
Alright, you pull out your phone, it is dead.
Okay, here's much.
Getting your phone charged is part of this game. It's
Right.
not something that people have run into yet. So yes, you are currently in what appears to be a large, like, dirt field just surrounded by fog.
Alright, I'm gonna try to slowly make my way towards the west.
Alright, so as you're walking, you stumble across what look like what used to be walls, but kind of crumbling. And also as you're walking, you could swear on, like, in the corners of your eyes, you can see, like, little blue balls of light kind of dance around and show up, but upon looking at them, you can't see them anymore.
Ooh. I am gonna continue to the west.
Fair enough. You periodically get little, like, brushes of cold air, but you make it to the west door without any fuss. You just make it to there.
And then open the door and go through.
Gotcha. 4 diamonds.
If it's unlocked.
We're about to find out. 4 of diamonds. Boink. Alright, 4 of diamonds is not locked. Ah, yes, this is a fun room. This is also a room with a lot of stuff in it. Yeah, there is. Alright. You walk into this room, and there's a lot to explain here. So, chunks of the floor are hardwood, chunks of it are a fancy limestone, chunks of it are made of metal, and chunks of it are cobblestone. The walls have this same kind of pattern, with splotches of it being like a green flowery wallpaper that you'd find in your mom's kitchen, chunks of it being like a high-end mahogany wood paneling, Freudian slip. Chunks of it being like a shiny chrome, and chunks of it being white stucco covered in red stains. It looks like someone took several different kitchens from several different time periods and, like, stapled bits and pieces of them together to form different rooms. The floor isn't even uniformly level. There are countertops all of different heights and different styles, made of different materials. But overall, it's vaguely kitchen-shaped. There's an entire wall that's just stoves. Just stoves. And that's about it. Hang on, check notes. No, where notes? Where was I? At the end of the row of counters is a huge metal rack with huge chunks of rotting meat hanging on bloody hooks, and on the other side of the counters is a pile of just rotten meals, filling the room with a really, really bad stench. There does not appear to be a refrigerator anywhere. There are cabinets above and below the counters. There's a door on each wall, including the oven wall, and what looks like stationed at each counter are kitchen utensils, floating there, looking like they're being used. And it seems to be this whole, like, line cook setup where you've got, like, a knife and a fork slicing off pieces of the rotting meat hanging on one side, tossing it to the stove where you've got a frying pan and a spatula that's, like, sauteing it, moving on to just down the line various things to create what looks like a meal, which is then piled onto the floor with the rest of the pile of rotten food. And each of these
it is a phantom kitchen.
Basically, yeah. Each of these utensils are just kind of using themselves and just kind of going about their business. The constant sound of chopping and cutting and like frying is everywhere. It fills the room, along with the horrid stench of rotting everything. Welcome to the kitchen.
I'm gonna do my best Gordon Ramsay impression and say this meat is fucking rotten.
You shout this meat is fucking rotten, and you get no response from the utensils. They just kind of keep doing their thing.
Okay. There is a door to the north, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just saying because the map is kind of cut off right now.
Cut off right there. Let me zoom out. Here we go.
There you go.
There we go. Space.
I'm just gonna go north. Screw it.
Just fuck this room. Go north. All right, cool.
I'm trying to see what's there. The interesting things I'm gonna look at first, the not interesting things I'm not gonna look at first.
Fair enough.
You know.
2 of hearts. Just getting a feel for like what all is in this like horror
Yes.
house maze before like really
And now that
diving
I'm
into
cut off from the cushion room,
cut off from the cushion room. How?
because of the the giggling little girl and the queen of clubs or 10 of spades. That is a huge no.
I mean, all right, 2 of hearts, 2 of hearts, 2 of hearts. Man, watch the 2 of hearts be locked. I bet it is. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, what an appropriate room to be next to the kitchen. All right. So this room has no music. So you walk out into this room, and surprise, surprise, it's very obviously a massive ass dining room. Huge, like, royalty level dining room. But it's a massive rectangular room with a dark brown hardwood floor, wood paneled walls, and the ceiling is like a dark gray stone. There's 2 massive golden chandeliers that look slightly less fancy than the ballroom, hanging down and filling the room with dancing candlelight above a massive wooden table, like one of those long dining tables. Um, okay, a huge rectangular table covered by and the whole thing's covered by a long white tablecloth. Lining both sides of the tables are elegant wooden dining chairs, and at the heads of the table are each ornately carved gold-encrusted wooden thrones. Each chair has either a club or a diamond carved into it. One of the thrones has a black painted spade, and the other has a red painted heart. Along the walls are 4 smaller end tables, each with a drawer and a smaller white cloth on it, and on one of those end tables looks like a music box.
Okay, you said what were the 2 throne color or suits?
Spade and a heart.
So I'm gonna go over and put the painting of Spencer in the you said spade?
Yeah.
In the spade chair. Spade
All
throne.
Right. You rest the painting on the... I keep forgetting you have that damn painting. You rest the painting in the spade throne, and immediately you hear a door open.
Okay, which door?
The one from the kitchen, actually.
Oh no. Obviously, I'm gonna look over and see what it is.
All right, so you look over, and it's the butler again, all grim-faced and with his like little towel over his shoulder. This time, pushing like a little cart, full stacked with dishes.
Okay.
He's just pushing the cart into the room.
Hello again, butler.
Grim-faced and stoic, the butler says nothing and starts setting a placement before asking, "Will you be joining us for dinner, madam?"
How long until dinner?
He says, "The cooks are working hard. I will let you know as soon as the hour strikes. It shan't be long now."
Who all will be joining for this dinner?
Well, that's a good question. How would he respond to this? "I trust the family Gregor can put their differences aside for once, madam.
Family Gregor?
With hope, each of them may join us once again."
The family Gregor, you said?
"That is correct, madam." I'm about to sneeze.
Is this where Lord Spencer would sit? And I point towards the painting of Lord Spencer in the spade throne.
"That is the throne of the lord of the house, yes, madam. My young Master Milton was caught sitting in that throne, and let me tell you, that was a dark day in this household."
So surely the fact that it's a painting of him, he will accept it.
The butler kind of like looks at you, kind of gives a sidelong glancing at the painting, and simply says, "Paintings do not make good dinner guests, madam."
I was more meaning if he were to show up.
"That would be at the discretion of the lord of the house, madam. I am not to say."
Okay. At that, I am going to take the painting off the seat
All right.
and ask the butler who the lady is of the house.
Um, Lady Helga. And just kind of trails off, doesn't say anything else.
Is she nice?
There's visible hesitation before he says, I'm not one to comment on the mannerisms of the lord or lady of the house, madam. I am merely to serve.
So all these chairs here, how many would actually be taken up if the entire family were to sit down at dinner?
He kind of glances at the rest of the table and then glances back at you, and he says, "The family Gregor was once." Hang on, how would he phrase this? The family Gregor was once overjoyed to provide. Wow, my brain is dead. Something dinner parties. Um, Family Gregor was once more sociable and overjoyed to provide their guests with the utmost hospitality. Now this table sits mostly empty. That's a good way to phrase that. That's what he would say. Pretend I did the accent.
Yeah. Um.
Also, at this point, he's like setting placements at the table, like every single placement, and is just kind of walking away from you slowly as he's setting the various placements.
Is the family Gregor a religious family?
He pauses in what he's doing before answering, I'm not one to comment on theological matters, madam.
Okay, that's a weird response to me.
It is.
Hmm. I'm gonna ask him, do you know anything about those magical barriers I saw in a book on an altar?
He pauses for a minute, kind of gives you this confused look, and simply asks, madam?
So when I first woke up, I'm just gonna explain to him that whole shtick.
Just like, hey, I was in this room, there was a book, and the book said, hey, here's how to make magic barriers.
But it was in Latin and I could not read it.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I'm basically just gonna explain that to him and ask him if he knows anything about it.
Gotcha. The butler gives you another confused look and goes, I'm afraid this is beyond the scope of me, madam.
Alright, so it's very clear and obvious that the butler's not allowed in the altar room. Alright. At least that's what I take from it.
Yeah. Either way, he has no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. What of the giant room filled with curtains and pillows? And the full red light?
Now, at that, he doesn't slam the plate down, but he, like, very firmly places it. Like, that caught him off guard. And he, like, doesn't look up at you and very firmly states, in a much harsher tone, that is beyond the scope of me, madam.
I apologize for bringing up so many questions. I want the butler on my side, even though he's a butler.
The butler simply goes, think nothing of it, madam. I am here to serve. Would you care for anything before dinner?
Can I have a spare kitchen knife?
He simply nods, stops what he's doing, walks back into the kitchen.
I do find it funny how they're right next to each other.
Yeah, it was pretty coincidental. So, the butler has left the building. For now, anyways.
I'm just gonna wait there with the painting. I'm not gonna touch anything on the table. You said there were drawers, right?
In on the end tables, there's like 4 end tables aligning the wall, and yeah, there's drawers in each of them.
All right. So I'm guessing those open,
Yeah,
or I can go up to them and see if they open.
yeah. They opened. Are you examining each of them?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So you just go through one by one, just snooping around in the drawers. Most of them are empty. Inside one of the drawers is 3 more of those red coins, in case you want to take those.
Yes, I will take those. Forgot I
And
had those.
the rest of them are all empty. Upon getting to the end table with the music box, you notice that it's a very ornately like designed music box with a little keyhole in it, or a little tiny little turn keyhole, and laying next to it is a small turnkey with a spade inlet on it.
I am not going to touch that.
It's probably smart, or is it?
Ooh. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it be. Leave it be.
As you're walking away from the music box, the butler walks back into the room carrying what appears to be a large steak knife, slightly above average size steak knife, and simply is walking towards you with it.
I am going to be cautious but optimistic.
So just letting him approach you.
I will be pulling out one of the red coins and asking him what it is for as he's walking towards me.
All right, fair enough. Without stopping, he just kind of goes, "The currency of this manor, sir, or madam." I'm so used to him saying sir. He calls everybody sir.
Yeah.
But the currency of this manor, madam, and he says nothing else.
The currency of this... Huh?
Also, at this point, he has now approached you, gives a short little bow, and hands you the steak knife handle first.
I will slightly bow back and... Yes.
Before he walks away, he goes, "Will you be needing anything else, madam?"
I would like a map of the entire manor, but I am sure that I cannot do that.
Yeah, he goes, "I'm afraid information like that is beyond the scope of me, madam."
Do you know where every door in this manor goes?
He does not answer that question. He simply gives you a look that you can't quite read.
Are there rooms in the manor that you cannot access?
Well, that's a good question. He says, "Perhaps once, madam, but I've since found my way around to the less than savory portions of the house."
How many butlers are there in the manor? Is it just you, or are there others?
All right, he hasn't answered this question. How would he phrase it? He would say, "This manor's staff consists of me and my 2 assistant maids, madam."
Do they like to giggle in the flower room?
He gives you this look and just has no idea. He just goes, "Madam?" Like, completely confused.
I was in the garden with the gazebo and the south door shut, and there was giggling in the room. And so I promptly got the hell out of Dodge.
There's a brief moment of more confusion. Then his eyes widen as if having some realization, and then lets out this long, deep sigh. And then he goes, "Rest assured, madam, the situation will be taken care of promptly. I must go find the young Mistress Emily." What do you say, mistress? Or would you just say miss? I think he would just say
So
miss.
that's Emily. Okay.
He would just say miss, yeah, the young Miss Emily. And then, like, promptly walks the fuck out of the room.
Alright, now because of that, I will try to go back to the garden.
Back to the flower room?
And if I follow him, that's great. If I don't follow him, then I will still just go to the flower room. I prefer to follow him, but if he goes through a door I can't go through, obviously.
Let's see. He eventually, by the time that like you've made the decision to go follow him, you go through the same door he does, but he's already gone.
Okay.
But maybe you can make your way back to the flower room then.
Wait, did I put the painting down, or do I still have it?
I don't know. Do you still have it?
I think I still have it.
I think you still have it too. What is
Okay.
with you with this damn painting?
I'm keeping it in case Spencer comes at me and I'm like, "This is you."
This is you. Yes, I'm sure that will work.
Yes, I'm sure he doesn't hate his own resemblance.
You know,
I'm sure he will not get even more angry by seeing himself.
You know, given that he wears a mask all the time.
That's what the mask is.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so going back to the flower room. So just kind of shooting down and around and back down to the flower room. Okay.
I am cautious through the 6 of spades.
Right, yeah, that makes sense. Once you get through the 6 of spades room, again, no problem. Just with very, very spooky shit that happens. So you make it back to the flower room. Let me double check what all's going on here. Alright, so you make it back to the flower room. You are once again surrounded on all sides by stuff. By everything that's there. The one thing that's different is that now on one of the benches in the flower room is, let me make sure that I have this correct. Alright, yeah, is a small plush donkey. Just kind of laying on one of the benches.
Okay. I'm gonna make a mental note that donkey's there and not touch it.
Fair enough.
I will call out, Miss Emily, are you in here?
You do not get a response.
Okay, I am gonna go straight back to the altar room the altar room.
Alright, back to the Ace of Hearts.
And I'm going to look at the book and the map and see.
It is completely updated.
Completely updated. Are there any symbols like there were on the Queen of Diamonds?
Let me check. Is there anything? I don't think so. I think it's just the Queen of Diamonds so far that would have a symbol on it. Yeah, I think it's just the Queen of Diamonds.
Alright, I am going to leave the painting of Spencer in the front row of pews.
Alright, so just leave the painting there.
Yep.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to walk into the pillow room. The Ace of Clubs.
Alright.
And do I notice the water change, like how it sounded?
No, the whole room is pretty much exactly the same, although the shades of red have gotten a little lighter, you think?
Okay, well that could be passage of time.
Yeah, the reds aren't as deep now. It's more of like a light, it's more of a light red instead of a dark red.
I'm gonna call out for Lady Helga and say dinner is nearly ready.
Alright, so you call out Lady Helga, but before you can finish the rest of the sentence, you hear a thump from the wall.
I immediately shut up.
Also, the reds get deeper again.
I immediately shut up.
Fair enough. You do not hear any additional thumping, and the reds stay deeper.
And the water's the same.
Water's the same.
Alright, I'm pretty sure I know what this room is. It's one of two things. I am going to go north.
I promise you don't know what's in this room.
Oh, I'm right.
Alright, you said you're going north of the Ace of Clubs?
Yes.
Alright, Eight of Spades. I think your run has lasted like an hour and a half at this point. That's crazy.
Yay! It's because I don't take risks.
It's because you're just not doing anything. You
I
just
don't
walk into
stab
rooms.
myself with ritual blades. Sorry, Finn, if you're watching.
I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. I mean, sometimes you just gotta do it to him. I mean, sometimes you just gotta do it to yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Eight of spades, north of the
Yes.
color room, right there. Eight of spades is... Alright, cool. So you walk into this room. This room is a bit smaller. But it's like relatively normal looking. It looks like, at a glance, kind of a cliche man cave. It's got a hardwood floor with a carpet over the whole thing. Immediately dominating the center of the room is a big-ass pool table, like a big professional-grade billiards table.
Ooh.
There's a couple bar stools lining the walls, as well as a cabinet with what appears to be liquor bottles and like a little wet bar over on one side. There is a massive china cabinet off on one side of the room with, let me double check to make sure that I have this correct. Yeah, there is, okay. Wait. What? Yeah, okay. So there's a china cabinet, which just has various bits and bobs in it. There's like a couple like trophies and plaques that don't appear to have any writing on them. They're just vaguely there. There's some playing cards in there. There's like a set of what appears to be poker chips in there. Just various man cave accoutrements. There's and also like some tools like a hammer, a screwdriver, things like that. And off on another wall, there is a corkboard hanging with some notes, some photos, and a little key dangling, like from the corkboard.
Okay. First off, are there any like is there a game going on the pool table?
There is not, no.
Okay.
There aren't even any pool balls on it. It's just a pool table. Oh, and
Okay.
there's like a little stand with a bunch of pool cues off in a
Right.
corner.
This actually almost exactly describes my grandparents' basement.
That's what I was going for.
Alright, going over to the corkboard, not a dartboard. I'll go over to the corkboard and just look at the notes and pictures and look at the key.
Alright. You approach the corkboard, and very quickly you hear like some squeaking as a mouse just kind of drops from a random hole in the ceiling, like starts climbing the cork, like falls on top of the corkboard, grabs the key off its little hook, falls to the floor, and runs into a hole in the wall.
I'm going to just ignore that.
As for the papers, they're mostly notes that appear to be numbers that are just keeping score from various games. A note that says like Spencer, Victor, and Milton with numbers under them. And some more what appear to be old-timey photos of the various family members that you've seen. Although mysteriously, the girls are missing.
What number is or like the numbers what are the numbers basically for Spencer, Victor, and Milton?
They're just random numbers.
Damn it.
But Spencer's tend to be the highest.
Okay. Alright. I am gonna look up at the ceiling and see like where that mouse would have come from.
Alright, so you look up at the ceiling, and there just appears to be this like tiny little hole in the wall where some wires are getting through, but like it's been widened a little bit by chewing. It's too dark to really see what's through there. You can feel a little bit of a draft, but you can't really tell what's up there.
And then the hole that the mouse went through.
That looks like a cliche Tom and Jerry style mouse hole down at the bottom of the wall. Again, too dark to see through.
North.
Alright, fuck this room. Move north. Got it. 4 of hearts. just taking it all in.
I'm still trying to figure out, like, if I get to areas I can't get to, then I will inspect these rooms more.
I guess that's fair. I mean, there's 52 rooms. You can just kind of wander around all you want.
Yes.
4 of hearts, 4 of hearts, 4 of hearts. Is the 4 of hearts locked? No, it's not. Okay. You'll recognize this room. So you walk out into this room, and let me make sure I have the right music going. You walk out into this room and immediately recognize it as this is the room that the balcony is overlooking. Because you can kind of see up, you see the balcony. So, there it is. Again, it's freezing cold and it's snowing. There's just a layer of snow on the ground. But now that you're on ground level, you can see a lot more of what's going on. A couple inches of snow, and there's a white fog and mist that's covering the room. You can see that there is, in the middle of this courtyard, there is a large stone, like a very large stone fountain. And kind of surrounding it is this big rotunda that's like kind of sitting in the grass. Or sitting in the snow, I mean. Again, a door. This is a courtyard surrounded on all sides by wall, and there's a door on each wall. In one corner is a very large tree with a wooden bench resting underneath. In another corner is a small rock formation with a small waterfall, and you assume like a little pond. In one corner is what looks like a little fence and what you assume would be a garden if it wasn't covered in snow. And on the last corner is a like stone patio with a picnic table and a large industrial-looking grill and a small tool shed.
Is it cold enough for me to not be able to actually get across?
I mean, I assume you're wearing some kind of shoes, so
right.
As long as you don't mind trudging through snow, you should be fine. It's not like it's like up to your ankles or anything, it's just like an inch or two of snow.
A small layer, okay.
Yeah. Like, you can kick the snow around and see, oh, there's grass and cobblestone under your feet.
I was more asking if it was like -40 or like, 18 or
put
something
it
like that.
20-ish Fahrenheit. Okay. About. It's cold. It's just not, fuck you cold.
I'm gonna go to the tool shed.
Alright, so you walk up to the tool shed. It is completely frozen shut. Like, it's a relatively small, just kind of, you could tell you could open it up and it would just be like basically an outdoor closet, but there's like this line of frozen that's just constantly sealing it shut.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the east then.
Alright, fuck this room. Moving to the east. Alright, this is the Two of Diamonds room. Two of Diamonds room. Oh wait, I should probably put that on the map, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Two of Diamonds. You said you're going east, right?
Yes.
Okay. Two of Diamonds is... Alright. Excuse me. Alright. So, you walk out into the Two of Diamonds room, and once again... let me pull this back up. Okay. Walk up into the Two of Diamonds room, and once again, you have a few moments to get the fact that you're in what appears to be a massive glass room full of plants before realizing that Spencer's standing in this room once again, waiting for you. You have a minute and a half and 2 options. And 2 decisions. Because he's walking towards you again.
Hello, Lord Spencer. The butler has told me that dinner is near.
I do not need sustenance. I will feast on your soul.
Okay, alright.
That's your one. You got one more.
Walk through the door. Fuck it. Walk back through the door.
Fucking escape. Got it. Walk back through the door. You are back in the frozen area. Slam the door behind you. And, not doing it
right when I don't have the painting. Fuck.
Well, do you
that's
not
probably
have
that's probably a blessing. I put it down in the altar room.
You did. Oh, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Oh God. Let's go north.
Let's go north.
Let's go north.
Let's go north, she said. This is the final 6, by the way, the 6 of hearts.
Yay!
Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Hopefully that's a good omen and not a Spencer omen.
Not a Spencer, you know, maybe this is hopefully not another Spencer room. You know.
Can't handle two of those back to back.
You said north, right?
Yes.
Alright, 6 of hearts. 6 of hearts is the lounge. So you emerge into what looks like a fancy-ass living room. It's got nice plush white carpet that like feels good to walk on. Feels like something you shouldn't be wearing shoes on, honestly.
Are my shoes dirty?
I mean, you did just walk through all of these rooms.
Okay, I'll take my shoes off and hold them in my hand. No, I'm going to.
Alright, fair.
If I see Spencer, he might chop my head off if I don't.
Make a valid point.
He's gonna chop my head off in general, but, you know.
Make a very valid point.
Everything to appease him.
So again, plush white carpet and just like very nice. I'm about to sneeze again. Wait for it. Didn't sneeze. Excellent. That's another emote I need, is a sneezing emote. Have I not been streaming the music the whole time? Oh my god!
Anytime you tap off, it's been off for me. Yes.
Oh, rip. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wow, that's sad. Okay. I will be sure to rectify this situation from now on. So, nice plush white carpet, something that like you feel like you shouldn't be wearing on. The walls are a deep, like black with a couple red stripes here and there, leading up to again kind of a nice white, fancy-looking ceiling. There are sconces all over the walls with little candles in them that's filling the room with like a dancing candlelight, and just lavishly elegant like couches and chairs and cushions, all in a very like bright, pristine white. There's a coffee table in the middle that's again, this room is just very white. Coffee table in the middle, painted white. And off on each of the 4 corners, you have these large end tables with like massive growing green ferns that look like regular plants. They don't look like crazy, creepy plants. And that's about it. You've got couches, chairs, plants, and this is just what looks like kind of a meeting, like sitting room, basically.
Do the end tables have drawers?
They do not. They're just tables.
East.
Going east. Got it. 7 of clubs. 7 of clubs is... Ooh, fun. Okay.
Oh, no.
This is actually one of the rooms that I'm having the hardest time describing properly. But...
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
This is 7 of clubs. Alright, so you walk into the 7 of clubs room and are just... First of all, it's mostly dark. There's just barely enough light to see. It's lit by a horror movie bulb. You know, the single bulb on a string that's just kind of periodically flashing and buzzing. Yeah, it's lit by that.
Okay.
The room is just wires all over the place with massive metal like boxes everywhere that are very obviously just huge electrical circuit breakers everywhere. What was I doing? Oh right, I gotta put this on the map. Massive electrical circuit breakers everywhere. And just all of these wires coming from all of these boxes running through various holes in the wall, just to every which way in every which direction. This entire room just seems to have a low buzz to it, and let me make sure I have my notes up, because there is something in here. Okay, and there's like on one corner of the wall, there's a massive grate that looks like it that like kind of leads into like HVAC tubing, like the big silver metal tubing.
Yeah.
That goes off into the wall. And the whole thing is lit by one single horror movie bulb.
That is not scary at all.
Not at all. Perish the thought.
No. I am going to go north.
Just straight up going north.
Yes.
Alright. 3 of clubs. Or excuse me, 3 of spades. Is 3 of spades locked? It might actually be. No, it's not.
I've had severe luck with unlocked rooms.
Which is good. I think only about a quarter of the rooms are locked anyways.
Oh, okay.
So 3 of spades. If I can, here we go. I'm losing it. I'm losing it, Jewel. I'm losing it. All right. So you walk forward, or you walk into the next room, and as you open the door, without warning, a hand grabs like the cuff of your shirt, basically pulls you into the room and throws you on the ground and slams the door behind you. After you have a minute to like come to, you realize Spencer's there once again, standing between you and the door, and basically shouts, "No more games, you die here." 2 options, minute and a half. Don't even have time to take in what room you're in.
I challenge you to a game of billiards.
He hesitates for a second, and then just starts walking towards you faster. As you're deciding, you start to notice that you're surrounded by weapons and suits of armor. Got about 40 seconds left.
I run to grab a spear.
Alright, so you're frantically trying to get through this room, trying to find some kind of weapon you can use. Unfortunately, everything you can find is bolted to the wall. You do eventually find a spear that you can slide out, but about halfway through sliding it, you feel a massive pain in your chest as a scythe blade shoots out from behind you, just through you, and you can hear Spencer in the background just say, "And thus your soul is put to rest," as everything fades to black, and yeah.
You die.
Yeah, cue the "you died" scream.
Damn it.
So, and I want to promise you, there was rhyme and reason to each of those Spencer encounters. You did trigger them all 3 times, but I can't tell you what those triggers are.
Okay.
But yes, that was Jules' extremely passive exploration run. So you've got a lot of information on what a lot of these rooms are. Granted.
And that's exactly what I was going for.
There you go. Jules' run did end in the armory. So as much as I appreciate all of the notes you've taken, unfortunately you do now have to destroy them.
Control A, backspace.
There you go. But now you have all of these memories to pull from, and you are allowed to leave another 6-word note for all future players. And do take
Lord Spencer, Lady Helga, Miss Christie.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Satisfied with that?
Yes.
All right. And that was the second run of Project Angel's demo. Thank you very much for participating. I hope you had fun. And so, as is the rules, you are no longer allowed to play until somebody goes after you.
Yes.
However, if Finish is still here and wants to try to redeem himself, he's more than welcome to now. Oh, would you like to shout yourself out while you're here, just in case?
Yes, my Twitch is the Reteach, and my Twitter is my Twitch is Reteach, my Twitter is the Reteach.
Yeah, so make sure you go follow her. She's fantastic. Good friend of mine. But yes, thank you for participating, and if you'd like to play again, you gotta wait for one more run.
Okay, goodbye.
Alright.